Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be going through some of the PSA 10s of some of the cards that I think are some of the most interesting in One Piece, kind of going through their population reports and kind of their current price points. So starting out, we have the Luffy illustration box from Volume 3. This is currently a $65 PSA 10 with a total pop of 2,044 in a 10 and 2,200 total. So about a 90% gem rate, higher than that. But $65 is not a bad price point for this PSA 10. If you're looking to pick this up, the raw copy is like $3, $4, $5. And if you're taking the grading fee, that's about $30. So you're basically paying a $30 premium for a guaranteed PSA 10. Not too bad at all. And I think this Luffy promo would do very well. I think this PSA 10 will easily be over $100, $200 one day. And it's not the most population report, but if the value went up, the population would also go up. Only 2,000 here, though, for a really nice Luffy promo. Next, we have the matching Zoro illustration promo from Volume 3 as well. This is actually $5 more expensive, but there is a less overall population. Currently 1,567, but there's probably been less graded as well because more people like Luffy, so they probably want to grade Luffy. 1567 here with a total pop of 1654. Another really nice card. Having both of these in a PSA 10 would look really nice together. And they're really nice artworks. I think they're just super undervalued and underappreciated right now because everyone thinks they're plentiful. There's so many out there. But one day that day will change. That time will come where that's no longer the case. Next, we have the Luffy from OP05, 119 here. This is the second anniversary set Luffy alternate art. Going for 160 currently. The raw copy is around $60 to $70 with a pop of 1,067. Total pop 1,300. So it's a little bit harder to grade than some of the other cards. Still not too bad though, and it's really, really cool. One of Luffy's coolest artworks. He's fighting Kaido here in Gear 5. $160. That's really not the worst price point. $70 for the raw copy, $30 to grade. About a $60 premium, but this is one of Luffy's best artworks. At one point, the raw copy was going for $160, so now you can get in a PSA 10 for the same price, so not too bad at all. Next, we have the Luffy here from the leader from OP15. This just came out. Currently, there's a population of 7. They've all graded a 10. The Luffy leader for $300. This will obviously come down. The raw copy is $60, and this one is $300, so interesting to see some of the early price points. This one will definitely come down, though. But this card is super nice. Definitely get this raw copy if you don't have it. $60 for a Luffy leader that looks absolutely insane. So worth it to me. I already have it. I had to pick that up. $60 just seems way too cheap for the raw copy. Here's the Luffy Treasurer from OP13. Currently 2,688 in a PSA 10 out of a total like 3,000. The raw copy is like $35, $40, so I'd probably buy the raw copy because the premium here, if you include grading, it's like $110. Could be a pretty decent grading play. The population is not too bad. It's pretty easy to 10. And that $110 premium for this might be worth grading. So definitely something to look at. This is probably the best grading play on the list so far. Next, we have the Luffy here from OP05. Currently, the lowest listing is $175. And in PSA 10, it's $200. Currently, there's 3,400 in a 10 with around 3,745 total. So pretty easy to grade as well. This is like a $35 to $40 raw copy. And this is the same artwork as the Oda Sig. It has a different background, so I think this card will just do super well long term. It's the same artwork, just a different background. Yeah, it doesn't have the signature as well, so of course it will never be that price point. But there's going to be so many collectors who are going to want this in a PSA 10 because they can't afford the Oda Sig. And right now you can get it for $200, so definitely not the worst price point compared to the thousands and thousands of dollars the Sig version costs. Next, we have the Boa here from the illustration box. Currently 3,400 in a 10, so I think the most, or it's pretty close to this Luffy here on the list, with a total pop of 3,800. So it looks like it's a little bit harder to grade. It might be basically about the same, but it looks like it is slightly harder than the Luffy here. Going for around 135, the Boa Hancock from the illustration box promo. Next, we have the Ace SP. So this is currently, this is currently like 27 in a raw copy. So after the grading fee of like $30, it's around $60 profit. So that's a decent grading play. Next, we have the Ace SP. This one is $112 for the raw copy. 1,400 population here out of 1,580. Going for 260. So If you get this copy for 113, grading play is like around $30. It's about 100 and something dollar profit, 120-ish roughly. So not a bad grading play if you can find a near mint copy of this. But this one will be so much harder to find than like this Luffy, because there's just so many more of these compared to the Law SPs. Sorry, Ace SP. Keep saying Law. Ace SP. Next, we have the PSA 10 Kaido from OP05. Currently about 500 pop out of 550. I thought this artwork is super nice. I have this in a raw copy. It's a really nice artwork. Currently going for around 121 in a PSA 10. Next, we have the Nami here. Sorry, lowest listed is around 150, but there's the total pop is around 712. This one's at 175 from a different seller, but currently this is the cheapest if you're looking to pick it up. 712 population out of 796, so also pretty good to grade, but a really nice artwork. The raw copy of this is like $40-50, so if you grade this, you could potentially make like $100. So if you have this in a nice near mint copy, might be worth sending in. It's also a super nice artwork. I like this artwork a lot. I think it's one of Nami's coolest ones, and it's pretty affordable at $40 for the raw copy. And then 150 in a PSA 10. Next, we have the Shanks SP for 320. PSA 10 pop of 1174 out of 1500. So kind of harder to grade. Like 200-300 haven't graded a 10. So Shanks SP there. I think the raw copy is like 140-150. Next, we have the Ace Sabo and Luffy here for 150. PSA 10 pop is 612 out of 685. So this is from OP13. It makes sense that there's less of these. More will get graded, I'm sure, in the future. The raw copy is around $30-40, so not a bad grading play as well. Next, we have the Luffy from the starter deck 29 leader in a PSA 10. There's currently 521 population out of 671, so kind of a harder card to grade relative to One Piece, going for around 150. Next, we have the Shanks from OP13. And this card just seems so cheap. I mean, the raw copy is like $8 grading fee, so the potential profit's like $40. But $85 for this Shanks in a PSA 10, I think is a pretty good price point. You might be able to even get this a little bit cheaper somewhere, like maybe $60-80. Currently 149 population out of 163. $80 for any PSA 10 of a popular character. Insane artwork, I think is not too bad at all. Grading could even get more expensive in the future. I know PSA just increased their prices, but it could go up even more at some point, and it's a really nice illustration from OP13. Next, we have one of my favorite cards, my favorite Zoro cards. I have this in a PSA 10. I actually pulled this, and then I sold it, but then I had to get it back because this card just looks super, super nice. Excuse me. Currently 1,400 in a PSA 10 out of 1,500, so pretty high grading rate. $360. I think the raw copy is like $100. After the grading play, that's $130. So this could be a really good grading play. You could have potential to make like $200 if you can find this in really nice condition. So something to look out for sure. Next, we have the You'll Frighten Me from OP14. Currently 1,052 pop out of 1,179. Currently going for $370. This at one point, the raw copy was like $370. Now the raw copy is like $140, so also a play there. It's the Boa event manga, pretty nice card. And lastly, I wanted to include a Japanese card that I happened to find. Currently 3,300 pop, so kind of high pop, but again, this artwork is so nice. It's in Japanese. I had to include like one different language card on this list, a foreign card. And I thought this was interesting. So you can get this card in a PSA 10 for $385. Meanwhile, the English version is $900 for a near mint copy. So if you're just looking to collect, you can pick up this card in a PSA 10 for less than half the price, like $500 cheaper. So it definitely may be worth picking up. Honestly, I'm thinking about picking it up because I'm probably never going to be able to drop $900 on the raw copy of this BOA, unless OP09 maybe goes, because I have an OP09 booster box, so maybe it'll exceed this at some point in the future. But if you're interested in collecting, getting some of these other language cards. You can get a PSA 10 version, and the raw copy is probably even cheaper. So something to collect, something to consider if you're looking to get some of these cards for a more affordable price point in a different language. So yeah, that's my list. Let me know which one you found the most interesting. Let me know which ones you have, and what's your favorite PSA 10 in your collection. I'd like to know that too. I think it's very interesting to see what some of you guys have. I appreciate it if you watch the video, and I'm out.